Hi, I'm Niall from Gulfstream Boat Sales. We're at the Cannes Boat Show, and I want to take you around this Cranchi Z35. So this is the brand new 2025 Cranchi Z35 35-foot sports cruiser powered by a pair of Volvo Penta D4 270 horsepower diesels. So just going to take the opportunity while we're at the show to walk you through the boat, show you the features on board, and what way you can spec these to suit your needs. So the Z35 is actually 38 foot long, 38 foot 5 inches long, including the swim platform. And in a world where there's more and more weird and wonderful boat designs coming out, it's lovely to have a sort of classic 35 foot sports cruiser with two separate cabins downstairs that'll sleep up to 5 or 6. Nice big spacious cockpit, and something that's built to last. This boat weighs just over 7 ton. These things are well constructed, powered by a pair of Volvo Penta D4 270 horsepower diesels. You know, tried and tested engines that are going to give it easily 30 odd knots performance, and they'll run forever and a day if you look after them. So beautiful boat. Comes as standard in white hull, and it's priced, standard base boat is priced from 319,000 euros, which is incredible, a lot of boat for the money. Now there's lots of options you can put on them. This one does have a very high spec, including the fully painted finish that you see on it. The color is blue Murano, but you know, you can spec it whatever way you want to. This particular boat is actually available at the minute. I think the retail price on it's up around 440,000 euros with this spec, but as I said, you can set it up whatever way you want to. You can see nice wide side decks. These ones are laid in teak. You've got the bow cushions up forward on the foredeck. You've got stereo speakers out here. They're standard actually. The black windscreen is standard with the offset opening section, so you can get out through the windscreen as well as up along the side decks to access the bow. Beautiful chunky stainless steel bow rails, electric anchor windlass, these huge big chunky cleats with these nice little stainless steel chafe plates, all standard. Hull side windows are all standard as well. Got the Cranchi logo and the Z35 badge. Full bimini top, full enclosure, so you get the bimini and the full front side section, so you completely enclose the boat. You get your huge swim platform aft, and the nice stainless steel rail pull out swim ladder over on the starboard side as well. You get your shore power connection points, your water plug-in points, and we've got a transom shower, nice LED lighting, and underwater lights as well. These blue LED lights, they're throughout the range. So the boat has a huge swim platform. This one's laid in teak, has these nice fender holders across the stern as well, so it keeps all the fenders and lines neatly out of the cockpit. Nice chunky opening gate, and one step up into the cockpit you've got a lovely wraparound seating area on the port side around a huge teak table. Then you've got a forward L-shaped seating area tucked in underneath the windscreen. Cockpit wet bar just behind the helm seat. There's one step up here to the helm area, so it's slightly elevated over the rest of the cockpit. This one has the teak decking throughout, including on the side decks actually. So it really does look the part. Cockpit wet bar has been spec'd with a fridge, but this is standard. The wet bar is standard with the sink. And then you can spec the grill and the fridge as extras. This boat has a complete painted hull, so entire hull, deck and radar arch are fully painted. That is an expensive option. I think it's around about 50,000 euros, but it totally transforms the boat. This one's like a beautiful blue metal flake finish. It's gorgeous, complement with the orange upholstery and the black windscreen surround, and it just is a stunning looking boat. Underneath the rear seat we have mixture things. This is storage, so it's quite a big storage area underneath there. This center one has a teak step, so if you spec this boat with a hydraulic gangway, it obviously brings you on here, so that works as a step, but not really. Don't think there's too many boats that are part of the world with the gangway. And then you've storage in underneath there as well. There's room to store bags and things underneath that seat. We have a little dedicated storage compartment for a bin, which is nice in that area. And you've got your, I think, both bilge pump handle, bits and bobs like that in there, another wee storage box. And that's a fixed seat there. A few integrated cup holders, you got your remote control for your Fusion sound system there. Speakers in the arch, speakers downstairs, you got lights in the arch as well. And then beautifully appointed helm, flip up bolster seating. Gorgeous steering wheel on this one. It's actually the same steering wheel they have on the new A32. It's a really nice single spoke steering wheel. And then you get excellent visibility from this boat. So I'm sitting in the seated position with the bolster folded down. Nice elevated footrest with a Z35 on it. You're looking straight through the windscreen. The boat runs at a nice angle in the water as well, so very comfortable boat to helm on longer journeys. As you flip up the bolster, you stacks room for standing to look over the screen. And full range of Volvo Penta engine instruments. This is all standard. The gauge cluster standard. You've got your digital displays for port and starboard engine. This one is Garmin autopilot, speed and depth log, and a 9-inch Garmin plotter, so you can spec. There's a couple of different options on your chart plotter. Joystick docking is standard also, so works with the stern drives. It makes berthing this boat an absolute breeze. You also have a bow thruster if you need additional help, and trim tab systems all standard. Fly-by-wire throttle and shift, and you've got your bank of switches for all your lighting here. You've got a USB power socket. This one has a VHF radio on it. It's got an electric anchor windlass with remote control and chain counter there. Cup holder and little storage cubby back here. And then switches for your anchor windlass, to power it on, your horn, your bilge pump, your windscreen wipers, your auxiliary power. That's all totally standard, as is your Volvo Penta ignition panel. So nice compact helm. You've got a steering compass up forward, huge big windscreen wiper that does a great job of clearing that windscreen if you're running in the rain with all the covers closed up. And yeah, just a really nice helm position. The boat's going to run well with those D4 270s. I can check the specs on it, but it's good for 35 knots or something, I think, top end, and it's going to cruise anywhere comfortably from probably 15-16 knots on the plane. You know, mid-20s is probably what you're going to generally run at, but those engines are tried and tested. We'll take a wee peek in the engine bay now in a second as well. These steps up onto the foredeck are really nicely done, laid in teak, and then a nice teak walk-through, and the access window is offset slightly to port, so it makes it a bit safer coming through there. You're not, you know, obviously you're better closing that door before you head up there, but you can also head up onto the side decks, hop over that seat there, or there's an integrated step here, so it's very easy to get up onto the side decks at this point as well. But you can go out through the windscreen if you're sun lounging on the boat or whatever. You got that huge sun lounger cushion up forward. Little sort of chart table area with cup holders and bottle holders there as well. And again, everything's anodized, black aluminium, really looks the part. The teak side decks are lovely, they're beautiful looking. They're a wee bit more maintenance with them because obviously they're not protected by the cockpit covers. So my personal preference would probably be to leave them and just have your fiberglass, molded fiberglass, the same as this, up along the side decks, but they are really nice looking. These integrated LED lights dotted all the way along the side decks are standard, and they really illuminate the boat lovely after dark. You've got black anodized finish on the deck hatches as well. We'll take a wee wander up on the foredeck actually and show you a bit closer. If you are heading up along the side decks, the bow rail comes all the way aft, so you can grab onto the bow rail here. And there's a nice wide side deck to walk up. You've got your fuel filler point there. Take a look at the top of the radar arch. You've got your VHF antenna, TV antenna, and anchor light up there. And then the bow rails, like, they come up to like knee height sort of immediately, so you feel fairly safe and secure when you're walking up here. and you have a huge, big, spacious area. Massive sun pad cushion, deck hatches, 3 of them in total. See that big pantograph windscreen wiper. Huge, nice big windscreen on this boat actually. And then you've got your recessed chain locker in there. You get your water fill point for the bow water tank. Again, big chunky stainless steel cleats throughout this boat with these beautiful chafe plates to keep that painted hull looking perfect. You've got a pull-out shower here, so a cockpit shower there. There's also one in the transom, and a step-through bow rail, so if you're moored bows too, you can board over the bow. Nice stainless steel anchor roller, Loughran's windlass. Whenever the cushions are up, all those tread surfaces are all like this, molded non-skid, so you can move around the deck safely. Nice black tracks for the covers, black antennas on this one, black nav lights, complements the black screen on it as well. So we access the cabin through this smoked sliding door, and we have 4 carpeted steps down into the main saloon. So we've got a dinette on the port side, we've got our galley on the starboard side. We've 2 separate enclosed cabins, master double cabin up forward, and then your guest cabin aft, and a huge toilet, enclosed heads and shower compartment there as well. There's masses of standing headroom in the cabin here. It feels really spacious whenever you're downstairs as well. You know, this main landing area where you come into, because the galley steps to starboard, means that there's no pinch points here. It's very easy to move through the cabin. If there's somebody standing preparing food at the galley, you can still move freely throughout it. We've got this beautiful fold-in teak table here as well, which is a nice big size table, so it'll easily accommodate maybe 4 people around that L-shaped settee. And whenever it's not in use, it folds in half like that and gives you really easy access into the aft cabin as well. Finishes down here are beautiful. You got like kind of velour suede headliner. You have solid wood joinery all the way throughout. Real bright materials. The carpet's lovely as well. You got those nice LED lights illuminating the steps. And this one is all solid flooring throughout as well. Point out some of the features here. We've got your Fusion sound system. There's also a remote control at the helm for that system. You've got your main switch panel here for your shore power and your 12 volt system. So 12 volt on the left, 240 volt on the right, breakers and stuff like that. You have stacks of storage everywhere you go in this boat. Huge big storage lockers, high level lockers here. We have nice large hull side windows with an opening porthole. You got that big hull side window at the galley there as well. The galley has a large stainless steel sink, hot and cold running water. You've got a dish drainer in there. We've got a twin ring gas hob, traditional gas hob, so you can cook no matter where you are. You don't have to be in shore power. The cover for the hob stores there when it's not in use. We have a microwave oven in there and a bit of storage, and your fresh water tank gauge. More storage here. This one has the full Cranchi crockery set and glass set. A little bit of storage up there. They kind of make use of absolutely everything. Little towel rail pulls out here. You have your fridge in here. You can also, this is all standard. The entire galley setup on the boat is totally standard. Comes in every one. But you can spec an additional fridge in the cockpit if you want to. It's the Cranchi cutlery set as well. That's not standard, to be fair, but everything else is. And your pull-out bin. So really nicely appointed galley, and just has the feel of like a kind of European apartment. Shore power 240 volt socket there. You got a porthole above the deck hatch, and you got this little blind for screening it off at night time. Access into the heads compartment then. On the starboard side, you've got a full length mirror on the back of the door, which is really nice. And this is a huge heads compartment for a 35 footer. Electric flush toilet on this one. You have an enclosed shower compartment here that you can secure that door open as it is there, close it off, completely separates it from the sink area. It's not going to soak the entire floor whenever you're having a shower in here. So spacious heads, you got an open and porthole there. You get your wastewater tank level. Waste tank on this boat is optional. You can, as standard, the sea toilets just discharge overboard, but if you're going to be using it inland, you're probably going to want to spec the waste tank. Nice little shower grate in the floor, heater outlet in here, or aircon on this one. Then you got a nice sink and vanity unit, big hull side window with a drop down blind, storage above that as well. You got a 240 volt shower or socket point. You've got a hanging rail there, and then storage underneath the sink also. So taking a look at the master cabin, up forward, again, beautiful finishes in here. See the nice recessed lighting around the roof, so you can switch off your main lights and just have that kind of recessed lighting, which is lovely. Then you've got your spotlights in the roof as well. You've got those reading lights at the head of the bed. Huge big double berth, island double berth, so you can access it easily from port or starboard sides. You don't have to disturb your partner if you're getting up at night time. You got these drop down Venetian blinds all the way around, and again, big hull side windows on starboard and port side, and you've an open and porthole on the port side there as well, or starboard side, sorry, the other side. This is a big hanging locker on one side, and then shelved out for storage on the other, with a little box on the bottom. You've got storage lockers up high as well, all the way around, and they go all the way out. So they're really deep lockers. You've got sockets on both sides of the bed as well, with light switches, so you can control your lights without getting out of the bed. And then, yeah, more storage over here. So there's 3 lockers on the starboard side. There's an additional storage cupboard shelved out underneath the bed. This little carpet section is removable, and you've got access to your bilges underneath. Fresh water tank and pump in there. Service access on these boats is excellent, actually, on the Z35. And the fact you can pull that mat obviously is going to get a lot of wear, so you can pull it out and clean it, replace it if needs be down the line, and you've got more maintenance access in underneath there. They're huge big lockers, but they're primarily just for maintenance access. I really like the aft cabin then as well on the Z35. So full standing headroom as you come in, hanging locker on your right hand side. Then you have this like huge kind of dressing table shelf area on the port side, and twin or double bed running midships. So at the minute you can have it as like a twin, so it's ideal for kids or teenagers. You can put this filler piece in and it makes it up into a big, very big double actually. You've got that hull side window over there, opening portholes on both sides. Very good headroom in here. You've got filler cushions there that's the filler cushion for the cabin, so you can convert that sofa into another, not quite a double, but it's a very big single. And then you've filler cushions for the sun lounger up in the cockpit there too. You get this little seat here. This is nice solid wood flooring, then a wee bit of carpet in between the beds. You've got this little dressing table area beside the seat, and then again just stacks of storage. So huge big drawer the size of that, obviously uses up all this space. And you have this big hanging locker as well. So definitely going to be loads of storage space for carrying all your gear. You've stored underneath those beds as well. You get these little reading lights up at the head of the bed, and another socket there, and light switches on that end too. Beautiful aft cabin. Engine access on this one is nice and straightforward. You don't have to move seats or anything. Literally just open that hatch and it lifts up on a gas strut. Fortunately, we're not going to see a huge amount in this boat because it's rammed with stuff. The covers are down in there. You kind of can actually. Let's see if we turn this round. So you got your Volvo D4 270s. Fantastic engine access in this one. Whenever those covers aren't in the way, you get a nice couple of steps to get you down in, and you can easily move across the front of the two engines. You've actually got a lot of headroom in there as well. There's like 2 feet of clearance above the engines, which is great for pulling out dipsticks, you know, reaching to your dipsticks and stuff like that. So the maintenance in this is going to be very straightforward. The quality of the engineering installation in these boats is top notch as well. It's one of the big factors that drew me to the Crankies. It's just how well they screw them together. We've been to the factory and seen them in build. Like they are well put together. They've been doing this for an incredibly long time. This is just a storage bin here, goes across the whole front of the engine bay, so it's great for firing extra dock lines or life jackets or whatever. And then, yeah, this panel here is removable if you need to, if you're doing any major work, but for your routine servicing, it's going to be sufficient to go in through there. There's lights in that engine room as well. This teak table drops all the way down, and there's a filler cushion that goes in there, so you can make this whole area up into a sun lounger also. And then this little cupboard is where you'll access your battery isolator switches, so they're easy to get to for whenever you're boarding or leaving the boat. So there you go, that's the Cranchi Z35. Like I said, just a really nicely done 35-foot sports cruiser in the kind of classic style. 2 separate enclosed cabins, stacks of space. It's 38 foot long overall, actually, with that huge swim platform. Fit and finish on it is outstanding. Quality of these boats is second to none. Beautifully appointed, really nice materials throughout, and yeah, they're going to stand the test of time. They're solidly built. You know, they're 7-ton hull. D4 engines are going to do what you need them to do reliably and without a fuss. Easy to handle with the joystick docking and the bow thruster, and you can spec it whatever way you want, starting from 319,000 euros plus VAT, which is going to work out probably something like 319,000 sterling, give or take, for the base boat, which actually comes with quite a lot of stuff on it. But then you can spec it with the extras like the teak flooring, the chart plotters, autopilots, heating, air conditioning, all that type of stuff. So if you are interested, or if you're considering one of these boats, the best thing to do is get in touch with us, have a chat with us about your spec. We can let you know about upcoming ones that are coming off the production line, or maybe things like this boat here that are at a show where it's being shown and they're willing to do fairly good discounts on them. But the best thing to do is get in touch. We can build a spec, see where the price lands, and talk to you about doing a really good deal on it. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found it useful.